Hello, guys. Still on the Word of Life. Let us continue on the organismal ecology of living things. We actually say that organismal ecology is actually the relationship or connection an organism have with the biotic environment, and we actually say that the biotic environment is the part of the earth that actually consists of life. Okay, so here we are having some of the association between the organism and the biotic environment. Then we also have the producers level, the primary consumer, the secondary consumer, and also the food web. So we are also going to take them one after the other. So number one is the primary producer. The primary producer is actually divided into two, which are the photosynthetic and the chemosynthetic. Now, the photosynthetic are actually organisms that actually produce their food with the aid of sunlight, okay, using chlorophyll and carbon dioxide. Okay, so this reaction is also a biochemical means by which they can produce their food, thereby liberating oxygen. Okay, in as a byproduct. Now, in chemosynthesis is also a process by which an organism made their own food in the absence of light, uses inorganic materials. Okay, these are called the chemosynthetic process. Okay, and those organisms are actually plantae. By plantae is they are actually existing under plants. Okay, so some of these organisms I can also give us an example. Okay, so some of these organisms we have the phytoplankton, the algae, and the complex plants, the plants that have branches, okay, and roots. Okay, so we have primary consumer. Primary consumer are actually herbivorous, those organisms that actually feed on vegetables, okay, like the cow, the ram, the rabbit, and more. They will have the um, secondary consumer. The secondary consumer are the carnivorous animals. Okay, those animals that feed on flesh, they are called the secondary consumer because they feed on the primary consumers, which are the herbivores. Now, when we are talking about food web, we are talking about the flow of energy, okay, around the ecosystem, or the flow of energy around the biotic environment. Okay, as the primary producer produces food, the primary consumer consume them, and also the secondary consumer fed on the primary consumer. That is where we are having some biological association like the predation, the commensalism, and the symbiosis. Okay, now when we are talking about the mutualism or symbiosis, we are talking about organisms of the same species or different species that live happily in the environment, where those organisms benefit from each other but doesn't harm themselves. Okay, example, we can say that the leaching process, which is the algae and the fungus, where the fungi um, give water to the algae, and the algae now produces food that the fungi eats, which is symbiosis. Then, when we are talking about commensalism, we are talking about the biological association between two organisms, whereby one benefits while the other suffer neither harm nor loss. Example is the shark and the remora fish. As the shark moves, the remoras moves behind the shark. Okay, so when the shark saw a prey and kill that prey. After the shark finish feeding on that prey, the remora will now feed on the leftover, okay, thereby eating from that. And when shark try to have a rest, the remora also have a rest beside it. Now the remora is now deriving benefit from shark as shelter, protection, and feeding, while shark does not suffer any harm because the remora will not feed on shark and also will not cause any harm to that shark. They are just following the shark inside the sea. That is what we call commensalism in what biotic environment. Then when we are talking about predation is now the association between organisms of similar species or different species entirely, by which the predator kills the prey and eliminates it from the surface of the earth and also feed on the prey as well. Here we are talking about the association between the worm and the chick or the chicken, where the hen kills the worm and fed it to the chicks. Okay. Second, we are having the zebra and the lion. Okay, so this is actually the predation association in biotic environment. So as we talk about food chain, we also have the one we called the those that fed on the remain, okay, of animals that have died long ago. Okay, so we call them saprophytes. Okay, saprophytes as the organism dies and decay, the saprophytes eat them and make sure that the plants are able to um, absorb the required nutrient from that plant. Okay, example, we have the fungi and the bacteria. When an organism dies, the fungi decay that organism. As it's decaying them, it is now releasing nutrients to the soil for plants to absorb and help them to grow. So this is what we call food energy chain, flow of energy around the biotic environment or biotic world. Okay, so the energy doesn't stop. And remember, in physics, according to the law of thermodynamics, it said that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, rather, it changes its form from one form to another. That is the law of thermodynamics. So, as food is being produced, it is being eaten, it is being recycled around the living world. Okay, so this is all about organismal ecology. So do follow me if you're not actually following me before. Share it with your friends as well who will be interested to learn, and I will also be dropping video every day. Okay, see you in the next video.